after you've run and loaded using the 5 SQL scripts into your HumAI test DB, we can proceed to the next step. Just to check here on the right-hand side, apart from the first SQL script, like all 4 were a success and they run pretty quick. And just as a check, you can go here to the database navigator on the left, right click and hit refresh, and then you can see the tables from recipes DB were added. So memory, recipe, LangChain, PG, embedding, etc. All right, so next you'll want to create a user that can access these tables. So right click on your database, SQL editor, and then a new SQL script. So here you can run SQL commands from here. So now we'll create a user. We'll give it a name, HumAI test user, with a password. We'll put the password in quotes. We'll just give it a strong password. All right, and then you can execute that. So now we have a user that's created. And then next we'll want to give it all privileges to the tables. So grant all privileges on all tables in schema public to our test user. So execute this line. That looks to have run. Note though that there will be a warning here about no privileges were granted on these 2 geography columns and geometry columns. That should be fine and you can disregard that. All right. Next is an optional step. So if you go back to your environment file, so your local instance of the tool is set up initially to just access a local instance of your data DB and your recipes DB. So what you can also do is have your local tool set up so that it can connect to your Azure instance for the database, which we just created. So we can call this Azure server. So you can comment these out and then fill this up with the credentials from the Azure database. So for the user, we can use the newly created user, which was, if you go back to dbeaver, right, it was HumAI test here, here, and then password was our strong password, 1234. And then the database is HumAI test. So we have a single database for both. And then the host. So for the host, if we go back to Azure, it's the endpoint. So you can copy that over. Okay, so yeah, again, this is an optional step if you want your local setup of the tool to interact with your um, database in the Azure server. Um, Once you fill this out, you'll just have to rerun um, Docker